changed because there are new Twitter files. So I'm going to go live. Okay, and we are live with breaking news. The new Twitter files, the secret blacklists, have dropped. I haven't even read them yet. It's up to tweet number 8 on the list. And I can already see there's some juicy stuff in there. So get tuned in. I changed the title of this program at the last minute to accommodate the breaking news. So we're going to go over it. Okay. We can give time. We can put up a banner that says the show hasn't started yet. I'll give time for people to tune in before we start reading the tweets, because once we get to the last tweet, then we have to wait between tweets, and then we have to talk about other stuff. And that's where things get dangerous. The last one of these streams I did, I think I deleted because I think I said some things. I was like, I'll delete that. So another video of mine got deleted, though. That's what this show was going to be about. But at the last minute, we're changing because Barry Weiss is dropping the Twitter Files Part 2 right now. It started about 40 minutes ago. So thanks to the person who alerted me on Twitter that this was happening. We'll see if we can get people tuned in for it. So the last, I can take that sign down. Let's see. Barry Weiss on Twitter. There we go. Thread, the Twitter Files Part 2. Are you guys ready? Let's see if there are enough people tuned in. Okay, we got a couple people here. Going to start reading soon. Go ahead and give a thumbs up since you're here early. We'll get more people to find out about this stream. We're going to make this the #1 trending stream about Twitter Files. This is when we go into head-to-head competition with other live streamers who are streaming about the same news. And then you can decide who gives you the news best, who reads tweets the best. So, you want some music too? We're going to play a little lo-fi hip-hop. And I will share this on YouTube. I mean, Twitter. I'm already on YouTube, right? Still, fortunately. They're trying, though. They didn't give me a strike for this last one. They just removed the video and said it was a violation of terms. I always feel like they're wussing out. Okay. Tweeted out my live stream. We'll get people here. Last time we had people tuned in for it, it was big news. And then everybody called Matt Taibbi a terrible person afterwards. The secret blacklists. #1. Hold on. We'll wait till we get 100 people here. Yeah, the title of this video was How YouTube is Radicalizing Me. Because they censor me. Censorship radicalizes people. I'm telling you. But this news is free news. I've been waiting for it. So let's see if there are any smoking guns. Should I do a poll? I'm going to ask, will there be smoking guns before we get started? I put out the poll. We'll wait till we get 100 people here and 50 likes. How about that? I don't even know if I can get it up to 50. And then I'll start reading the tweets. You could right now go to Twitter yourself and read the tweets without the commentary, believe it or not. But you're here because you want company and you want to talk about it with people. And that's cool. We have a community here. 79 people tuned in. When we get to 100, we'll start reading. Everybody doing good? What is today? Thursday? Man, I hate getting censored. That's what I was going to talk about today. I was talking about how the censorship is radicalizing me. But fortunately, I don't have to be radical. I don't have to choose violence today. 80? No, you guys can do better than that. And then we'll start reading the tweets. And I'll keep the sign up that says the real show hasn't started yet until we get 100. Then I'll start reading it. So far, it's gotten up to about 8 tweets, I think. Maybe a few more than that. But we expect it to be another all-night scenario. The last Twitter Files went out on a Friday night. There you see hashtag Twitter Files 2 is trending.
I have a question.
Let me know if my technology is working okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
I have a question. Can you mute a sec?
Yes. Hold on. Somebody has a question for me. I need to mute for a second. All right. Sorry about that. Giving away my P.O. box. All right. We're almost ready to start reading it. Oh, no. It's only up to 83. Okay. I'll start reading it. That's all right. We don't want to wait forever. We have to give information that's interesting enough for people to stay tuned in. Barry Weiss, journalist who used to work for the New York Times, who ended up quitting and moving to Substack. And now she's very successful on Substack. She is, sometimes she's really cool. Sometimes she's not totally cool. But overall, we support Barry Weiss. She's the one releasing this information today. She says under her Twitter bio that she is the founder and editor of The Free Press. The Free Press. Thread, the Twitter Files Part 2, Twitter Secret Blacklists. Number 1, a new Twitter Files investigation reveals that teams of Twitter employees build blacklists, prevent disfavored tweets from trending, and actively limit the visibility of entire accounts or even trending topics, all in secret without informing users. Wow, that's a big first tweet. 2, Twitter once had a mission to give everyone the power to create and share ideas and information instantly without barriers. That was in quotes. Along the way, barriers nevertheless were erected. Take, for example, Stanford Dr. Jay Bhattacharya, who argued that COVID lockdowns would harm children. Twitter secretly placed him on a trends blacklist, which prevented his tweets from trending. Okay, that's interesting. Twitter secretly placed him on a trends blacklist, which prevented his tweets from trending. Or consider the popular right-wing talk show host Dan Bongino, who at one point was slapped with a search blacklist. So there you can see search blacklist. Okay, there are screenshots of the blacklist. So it says what's true about their account. So on Dr. Bhattacharya, on his account, it says trends blacklist right here. It says recent abuse strike, trends blacklist, strike count 0. So this is a big deal because now they admit that lockdowns did harm children, right? And so he was saying that, and they blacklisted his tweets. All right, then I'll show you Dan Bongino, who also shows up on what they call a search blacklist. search blacklist. Notifications spike, search blacklist. Twitter Blue verified multiple accounts, NSFW view. Okay, wow, this is big. Oh my God. So this is a big deal, guys. Because I see the next tweet is about Charlie Kirk. Come on. Oh, is Twitter crashing again? Last time I did one of these, Twitter kept crashing. So hopefully, oh yeah. Let's see. That's weird. Why did it go to my notifications? Why did it just reset? That's weird. Let's find Barry Weiss again. Wow. Blacklist. Yeah, I'm not going to appear in this thread. I don't think. But my account may have been blacklisted too, because my account has had a recent spike. So here we go. Dan Bongino, we talked about. Now Charlie Kirk. Twitter set the account of conservative activist Charlie Kirk to do not amplify. Do not amplify. He's the guy from Turning Point USA. You can see it right here. So I don't know what she had access to. And the way she took these screenshots is like she took it with her camera in front of a computer. Twitter denied that it does such things. In 2018, Twitter's Vijaya Gadde, then head of legal policy and trust, and Kayvon Bakepour, head of product, said, quote, "We do not shadow ban," unquote. They added, quote, "And we certainly don't shadow ban based on political viewpoints or ideology," unquote. What many people call shadow banning, Twitter executives and employees call visibility filtering, or VF. Multiple high-level sources confirmed its meaning. Think about, oh wow, this is good stuff. Quote, "Think about visibility filtering as being a way for us to suppress what people see to different levels. It's a very powerful tool," unquote. One senior Twitter employee told us. VF refers to Twitter's control over user visibility. It used VF to block searches of individual users, to limit the scope of a particular tweet's discoverability, to block select users' posts from ever appearing on the trending page, and from inclusion in hashtag searches, all without users' knowledge. Quote, "We control visibility quite a bit, and we control the amplification of your content quite a bit. And normal people do not know how much we do," unquote. One Twitter engineer told us. 2 additional Twitter employees confirmed. The group that decided whether to limit the reach of certain users was the Strategic Response Team Global Escalation Team, or SRTGET. It often handled up to 200 cases a day. But there existed a level beyond official ticketing, beyond the rank and file moderators following the company's policy on paper. That is the, quote, "Site integrity policy escalation support," unquote, known as SIPPES. Oh, this is good stuff. Hold on, I'm going to turn off the music. You guys doing good? So people said there weren't going to be smoking guns. I think we got smoking guns on this one, as far as the shadow banning goes. So Barry Weiss says, but there existed a level beyond official ticketing, beyond the rank and file moderators following the company's policy on paper. That is the Site Integrity Policy Escalation Support, known as SIPPES. This secret group included head of legal, policy, and trust, Vijaya, the global head of trust and safety, Yoel Roth, subsequent CEOs Jack Dorsey and Parag Agrawal, and others. This is where the biggest, most politically sensitive decisions got made. Quote, think high follower account, controversial, unquote. Another Twitter employee told us. For these, quote, there would be no ticket or anything, unquote. One of the accounts that rose to this level of scrutiny was Libs of TikTok, an account that was on the Trends Blacklist and was designated as, quote, do not take action on user without consulting with SIPPES. It says, and there's a screenshot. So, and this is the final, this might be the final tweet because I think the tweets might be updating in real time. So Twitter is handling it pretty well. This is View. What did she do? Take pictures with her cell phone? These don't look like screenshots. I feel like Barry Weiss might be using Boomer Tech to post this stuff. Like, in other words, Boomer Tech is when you want to send out pictures or something from your computer screen, you take a picture with your cell phone. I mean, it looks like what she's doing, kind of, because the lines aren't straight. So this says, it says Libs of TikTok. It says, do not take action on user without consulting with SIPPES, which is fine. It says Trends Blacklist. Also, it says high profile. So they have all these. They have all these badges that go under your account. Oh, yep, there's new tweets. It looks like the page crashed. Let me see if it crashed for real. Did it really crash? Yeah, maybe it did really crash. Okay, I have more tweets though. It says the account, which Chaya Raichik began in November 2020 and now boasts over 1.4 million followers, was subjected to 6 suspensions in 2022 alone, Raichik says. Each time, Raichik was blocked from posting for as long as a week. Twitter repeatedly informed Raichik that she had been suspended for violating Twitter's policy against hateful conduct. Okay. The website is kind of like refreshing on me. So we got Libs of TikTok. But, okay, here we go. She had been suspended for violating Twitter's policy against hateful conduct. But in an internal SIPPES memo from October 22, after her 7th suspension, the committee acknowledged that, quote, LTT has not directly engaged in behavior violative of the hateful conduct policy, unquote. While LTT, Libs of TikTok, LTT. Site policy recommends placing Libs of TikTok in a 7-day timeout at the account level based on the account's continued pattern of indirectly violating Twitter's hateful conduct policy by tweeting content that either leads to or intends to incite harassment against individuals and institutions that support LGBTQ communities. At this time, site policy has not found explicitly violative tweets, which would result in a permanent suspension of the account. This type of enforcement will not lead to permanent suspension. However, should LTT engage in any other direct tweet level violations of any of the site policies, we will move forward with permanent suspension. Since its most recent timeout, while Libs of TikTok has not directly engaged in behavior violative of the hateful conduct policy, this user has continued targeting individuals, allies, supporters of the LGBTQIA plus community for alleged misconduct. The target of the wow. So there you go. The committee justified suspensions internally by claiming her posts encouraged online harassment of hospitals and medical providers by insinuating that gender affirming healthcare is equivalent to child abuse or grooming. Twitter keeps crashing. Come on the website. It looks like there aren't any pictures with that one. The committee justified her suspension internally by claiming her posts encouraged online harassment of hospitals and medical providers by insinuating that gender affirming healthcare is equivalent to child abuse or grooming. That's tweet number 20. So Twitter's working pretty good. Twitter Files 2 is trending. I can play music again. You guys doing good? If you want to support the show, you can drop a super chat. Certainly. I'll look for those, or go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil and drop a coffee there. Do that for me because we're doing the live breaking news. This one, the other one was set up in advance. People knew about it in advance. People don't even know to look for this right now yet, probably. Because it's just now happening. All right, maybe I have to hit refresh. So this, like right now, this is breaking news. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the show. I wonder if they demonetize this too, like they demonetize everything. Seems like this is fair news. I'm not even talking about anything controversial. Okay, I got that. Number 20. Now we're up to number 21. Compare this to what happened when Rachik herself was doxxed on November 21st, 2022. A photo of her home with her address was posted in a tweet that has garnered more than 10,000 likes. So, looks like Libs of TikTok in the defense. Yeah, I could show you guys my account on Twitter, which just very recently started getting followers. Not as many today, but I can't say for sure why. But it like if you look at the chart, it's kind of weird. Like it's going to be pretty weird. So I don't understand what happened to my account if it was shadow banned, which it totally could have been. I always assumed, like I told people, that I just assumed I wasn't that interesting. And the other people are more interesting. And it's amazing these people were on do not trend lists, but they still ended up being huge accounts. But it shows you how big Libs of TikTok could be if she wasn't shadow banned. What kind of ban did they say is on her account? A trends blacklist. She's on a trends blacklist. So they have secret blacklists we learned about already. I feel like Twitter users, this is what I feel like. Every Twitter user who is put on a blacklist should be notified by Twitter so that we just don't find out it was Libs of TikTok and famous people. Everybody who was on a blacklist should be notified. So I'm curious if they'll open it up to let us see the same thing she's seeing, because I don't know what happened to my account. I just know that for some reason, I don't know where my account started getting followers. And I don't think I really changed anything. But who knows? Secret blacklist, trends blacklist, search blacklist. I think the tweets are showing up as they happen in real time. Unless you have to scroll back first. So there's the guy, there's the memes, there's Tim Pool talking about something. There's somebody saying bye Vijaya. What do you guys think of this drop so far? Pretty good? Yeah, pretty good getting to know about the blacklist. It is messed up, right? You have to get people to like you. That's why I want people to like me at YouTube. Like I'm hoping, because I suspect something like this is going on where people can monkey with stuff. So that's why I want people to like me. So then they'll choose my videos to trend the way they do other people. But I don't know. I really do not know. I wish we knew the secrets of YouTube's algorithm and what it does as far as shadow banning goes. See, that would be the secrets I'd like to find out about. I think this drop is going faster than the last one did. Thanks for tuning in. Drop a like if you haven't yet. We're trying to be the #1 trending YouTuber talking about the Twitter drop right now. Let's see if there's anything new. Okay, here's more. It's a lot of stuff about libs of TikTok. When Rachik told Twitter that her address had been disseminated, she says Twitter support responded with this message. We reviewed the reported content and don't find it to be in violation of the Twitter rules. No action was taken. The doxing tweet is still up. In internal Slack messages, that's good. Twitter employees spoke of using technicalities to restrict the visibility of tweets and subjects. Here's Yoel Roth, Twitter's then global head of trust and safety, in a direct message to a colleague in early 2021. Yoel Roth, who I showed you guys a video of yesterday. Yoel Roth, a lot of times SI has used technicality spam enforcements as a way to solve a problem created by safety under enforcing their policies, which again isn't a problem per se, but it keeps us from addressing the root cause of the issue, which is that our safety policies need some attention. Okay. So I think he's saying that they used some technicality to make sure other tweets weren't as visible because he thinks the safety department didn't censor enough. So it was a way to censor more. Okay. 6 days later, in a direct message with an employee on the health, misinformation, privacy, and identity research team, Roth requested more research to support expanding, quote, non-removal policy interventions like disabling engagements and de-amplification visibility filtering. And this is another, man, this guy, Yoel Roth, man, he's so screwed. People are just going to hate this guy so much. Man, it's going to be bad. People are going to say he's being targeted. But that's what you get. You censor people. Yoel Roth, this message says, one of the areas I'd love research support on is regarding non-removal policy interventions like disabling engagements and de-amplification visibility filtering. The hypothesis underlying much of what we've implemented is that if exposure to, for example, misinformation directly causes harm, we should use remediations that reduce exposure, and limiting the spread virality of content is a good way to do that by just reducing prevalence overall. We got Jack on board with implementing this for civic integrity in the near term, but we're going to need to make a more robust case to get this into our repertoire of policy remediations, especially for other policy domains. So I'd love research's POV on that, he said. And I already read that. Okay. We're up to the tweet 25 out of the thread. This is breaking news. The Twitter files as released by Barry Weiss. I read everything that was in his note. She made some tweets saying what was in that thing I read. But I contend that I'm going to write a comment. Oh, wow. I have Twitter breaking on me. I'll make it simple. It said every account that was put on a secret blacklist should be notified. Because I don't know, it gives you psychological problems when you think people don't like you. I mean, it's possible, right? I'm just giving the argument for mental health reasons why shadow banning is bad, because it makes people think that they're not interesting or they're not funny, or as interesting or as funny as they think they are when people don't interact with them as much as they expect. So it can be really bad on somebody's mental health. Like, what if they are really funny and really interesting, but Twitter has them on a secret blacklist? So it makes it seem like they're not funny or interesting. And then they think to themselves, oh, I'm not as interesting as I think. Maybe I should do something else. You know, like, it's bad for people who are insecure, especially, which is everybody. We're all insecure. So when we're interesting, we like to get on this trending list. You guys ever interesting? You guys ever get stuff that trends? I've had stuff trend on Twitter. I've had a few tweets that were popular. People are following me now. I don't know if people are following me now because they're finding me from YouTube. Could be because I had one video do well on YouTube. I have to make more. I have to figure out how to make more videos that do well, because that one's fading out now. And now they also are starting to delete my videos when I talk about the wrong topics. So, all right, let's see. One way, if you want to increase your Twitter engagement, okay, just go around replying to famous people. That's one thing people use a lot as a technique. So how to get followers on Twitter? Reply to famous people. So like, I just replied to this famous thread and I said something that's reasonable. So people will like that tweet. Okay, so we're at the end right now. I already read this whole thing. And then the other blacklists. I want to know about the YouTube secret blacklists. I want to know about all that stuff. But it's true. It's fucked up, right? Like, if you're libs of TikTok it's messed up. Or if you're Charlie Kirk or the doctor from Stanford, that's messed up. And in the case of the doctor from Stanford, it could have directly impacted public health because he had a recommendation that ended up being correct. So anyway, we're watching the tweets come in. Jordan Peterson is trending. He's having a meltdown. Jordan Peterson having a total meltdown right now over anons on the internet. If you want to buy t-shirts, go to truthclothing.io. That's our website. I'm wearing a Bitcoin Saves t-shirt. This one. It's like Jesus saves, except Bitcoin. That's what's. So it's kind of it's really controversial actually to Christians. So they're like, "What are you saying about Jesus?" I'm just saying Bitcoin's all right. That's all. You can buy that at truthclothing.io. But you can also get propaganda hoodies. Propaganda hoodies are super cool. Or shirts. I can show you while we're in a break. Let me check the chat. And I'll check also over on Buy Me a Coffee to see if anybody dropped any coffees yet. Thanks, people who support the show. Thanks for the tip over on Rockfin. Okay, it looks like no coffees yet. That's what it looks like. So you can support this live stream and these live streaming activities by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. Or if you're lazy, you can leave a super chat. But they do take 30% if you do that. But show that you care. Show that you care about breaking news. We're giving you the real thing. Even though, against all odds too. So I think the tweets are updating, but then sometimes I have to refresh. Let's see, if I click on this tweet, then it'll show me if there's another tweet after it. Here we go. Oh, that's it. There's more to come to this story, which was reported by Abigail Schreier, Schellenberger, Nellie Bowles, Isaac Grafstein, and the team, The Free Press. Keep up with the unfolding story here and at our brand new website, thefp.com, a new media company built on the ideals that were once the bedrock of great journalism. The authors have broad and expanding access to Twitter's files. The only condition we agreed to was that the material would first be published on Twitter. Okay. Well, there you have it. So that's the whole update. And it went way faster than the last update. And it was really good, I think. Man, it talks about the suppression of I can't ever say his name. I have to read it to be able to say it. Bhattacharya, something from Stanford, who was, I think, involved in the Barrington Declaration. We learned about visibility filtering, VF. Charlie Kirk, Dan Bongino, Libs of TikTok. Dr. Bhattacharya is the one who ended up on a trends blacklist, which prevented his tweets from trending. So, yeah, let's see. People might like my tweet where I said everybody should know. Okay, yeah, see, I told you guys how to be famous on Twitter. Just say things that everybody agrees with. Like, you could say, Elon Musk is the greatest, and then people like it, and it'll trend. I don't know if that's because Elon Musk owns Twitter, but it happened before he owned Twitter too. Just be like, Elon Musk is the GOAT. He's trying to save the world. And then people like it. So that happened to me the other day because the Man of the Year award went out, or Person of the Year, Time Magazine, and it went to Zelensky, the guy from Ukraine. And I just thought that it should have probably been Elon Musk. I mean, for real. Elon Musk is the only guy where I can tell people lots of different ways you can make a career out of being a YouTuber or being a Twitterer. Even though I'm not like the most successful, I can explain what people do. And if you have if you have some moral flexibility, that really helps. Moral flexibility helps. And stealing other people's tweets, I see that all the time. I'm on Twitter a lot, honestly. Like if you wanted to do a show, if you want to make YouTube videos, I'm telling you, it's not that hard. You just go on Twitter, wait for a story to start coming out like this one, and then talk about it. And then you just read something that happened from Twitter or play some video that happened on Twitter. I would play you video. There's video on Twitter that I would make something about, but I know somebody else made a video about it. It was Greenblatt of the ADL talking about what they did to Kanye. Can't even play it. So yeah, my video, the title of this show, and hey everybody, you can support the show by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, and I'll read a message if you leave it there. Yeah, the title of this show originally was YouTube is Radicalizing Me, because they took down my video from 2 days ago where I said, where I talked, well, I see it's like, it's gotten to a point where it's so ridiculous. It's like you literally can't talk about a certain group of people at all, which is why I say I'm being radicalized. It's like you can't say nice things, but you're better off saying nothing, and just pretending it. Like it's gotten to the point where it's like, oh, you just pretend they don't exist. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's where YouTube is pushing me towards. Like I'm a reasonable person. This is why I say I'm being radicalized. Like I'm a reasonable person who likes people, all groups of people, that group of people. Like I don't like Hitler. I said what Ye said was like, it pisses me off because I said the easy thing to say was when Ye first came out was that Ye was right. I mean, that was the easy thing for people to say. The fuck? That was the easy thing for people to say. So some people did, and got a lot of attention for that, right? Like that was a popular thing to think, even though I'm not saying he was. I said he wasn't. So that was what was crazy. Was in my video, I said he wasn't right and that he should apologize. And I still got a strike for hate speech because I don't know, So that's why I say if I can't talk about it on YouTube, or if I get banned from YouTube or something for talking about somebody I'm not supposed to talk about, then I'm going to end up like I'll end up worse, because there's a market for extremism over on platforms that are at the very end of the internet where I've been, like the platform where Nick Fuentes is. So if YouTube, this is why I say they're radicalizing me, is if I'm banned from YouTube and I'm forced to seek solace on those corners of the internet, the only corners of the internet where you're allowed to even talk about certain subjects, then that forces me to become more radical. Or it doesn't force me to, but it encourages me to, because on those corners of the internet, being more radical is the best grift. So I heard somebody describe Nick Fuentes as a race grifter, and there are like lots of race grifters, right? Like the people that say there's like the race grifters that say white people are really bad. That's one kind of race grift, and they get paid tens of thousands of dollars to go to dinners where they tell other white people how they're so terrible and stuff. That's one kind of race grifting. Then the other kind is to be hateful, basically, towards Jews and blacks and stuff like that. And then that still pays. Like, it pays better once you're banned. Like, once they said you're not acceptable enough for a mainstream platform, then the thing that economics suggests is that you become more extreme. So this is the way they radicalize people. I mean, by economic forces, because there is a grift to be more extreme, and then you get, big Bitcoin donations, probably from the CIA, but maybe from other people too, who appreciate, who want to donate to people who like Hitler or who like the Nazis, or who want to donate so that they can hear the N-word or something. I mean, that's what it's like over on these other platforms, is people will donate just to hear you say the N-word, or to hear it read over the air or something. So that's the alternative. So YouTube can have a person who's trying to stay within the rules, who's reasonable, who doesn't hate people, or you can create something that's like way, way worse. So that's what YouTube does. So Crystal Water says you can't win with these people just speaking code. Devotee says just speak as you would in public. Well, I am in public, right? I have an issue though. Historically, is I have an issue. I cross the line. So I was going to title the video, I can't play by the rules, or I can't follow the rules. That's what I was going to call it. I can't follow the rules, because it seems like I can't. Even though I try really hard, I still end up saying things that I shouldn't say, and that a normal person probably wouldn't say. Which is why, I'm looking forward to Elon Musk's brain chip that will straighten me out and make me fit in better with the matrix and make me not think about certain subjects. So then I wouldn't even have to think about talking about them. Like, why would I talk about those people? There's no reason to. There's nothing interesting about them, right? That's what I'd like to think. But just make life easier. That's all. It seems like, right? I mean, it's kind of bullying to a certain extent, isn't it? Like, we're going to punish you every time you say something. Every time you say something, you're going to get punished. That's what I feel like. And I think, why? What is it about me? What did I do? I feel like they slander me every time. Every time they say it's hate speech or against YouTube guidelines, I think, no, it's not. And this time they didn't give me a strike, which is, I think, their way of saying you didn't really do anything wrong. I think that's what that is, because they started doing it with my videos before too. I'm just reliving an experience of when all my videos used to just get deleted, or I'd wake up and like 50 videos would be deleted. I'm reliving those experiences, even though I'm trying so hard. So, Ron Sheckelson, yeah, I can't repeat that. All right, let me check over on my coffees. I'll see if anybody dropped anything. And check out our t-shirts too, truthclothing.io. And I don't even know if I can take phone calls. I might have to do some shows that are on other platforms, and I might have to just not talk about certain subjects on YouTube anymore. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, I can't keep my mouth shut, or I can't stop myself from talking about certain things. So maybe it's better that I just save that stuff and present what I can, that I know I can get away with. On YouTube. So thanks, Louisiana Patriot Gal. That's a great name. Thanks for 5 coffees. That's nice. Someone bought a coffee and says, "Do you like to wrestle?" Is that like is that a secret gay question? Do you like to wrestle? Sounds like a secretly. No, not really. No, not really. Unless I'm like way bigger than the other person and I can just win for sure, then it might be not terrible. But if somebody was trying to fuck with me, no, I'm not into that. But maybe I could learn. People say that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is really good. So I've thought about it before. Let me check over on Rockfin. Thanks over on Rockfin for the tips. Thanks, Vogan Filter. And thanks, Bill Carson, who says, I could make visiting Central California videos on YouTube. Yeah, I was asking the AI because I'm trying to get help with the AI in my life. So I said, what's a good video to make for YouTube? And it's like 10 great photography something, 10 places to visit while you're in San Luis Obispo. Now I could just take a tour. Well, I have a good camera now. The cameras on these new phones are pretty hot. So I could use that and take videos. Yeah. I could get a drone, do drone video. There are so many different things you can do on the internet. Drones are cool. You get great video from that. All right. So if you're tuning in, waiting to hear the Twitter files already happened. Twitter shadow bans secretly, like everybody kind of knew, right? Everybody kind of knew that. So, but it's confirmed now. They have access to the system where they can actually see where it shows on your account that you are on a search blacklist, that you are on a trends blacklist, etc. Ron Sheckleson says, make cat videos. I don't have a cat anymore. I used to make cat videos. That was what made the show so popular in the first place, is they were cat videos because Doshi was always there. So don't remind me. Things have just went downhill ever since Doshi been gone from producing the show. So thanks for the super chat. Tapio, appreciate it. That's in a totally foreign currency. Looks like euros. Euro's the same as $1 though now, they say, right? It used to be more. All right. So I think that's the news I had for you. I was going to talk about the radicalization situation, but ended up covering the Twitter files, ended up covering it pretty quickly and pretty succinctly. So even if somebody wanted to watch it after the fact, it wouldn't be played out. Like the last one took so long to unroll that it wasn't really great to consume afterwards. So what are we going to talk about tomorrow? Do you guys feel like you got enough information about the Twitter files? I hope so. Do you think, I'll ask a new poll question. The poll before said, will there be smoking guns? 62% said yes. So I'll end that poll. And now I'll have to ask, were there smoking guns? So I understand what people's reaction was. My contention is yes, definitely, because you could see the search bans. But I don't want to influence the polling too much. But were there smoking guns? That's the question. I think so, basically, because they showed she had her boomer screenshots and showed that people did indeed have something on their account called search ban or shadow ban or do not amplify. Do not amplify. That sounds pretty bad, right? So who knows? Like, I want to know, just like I assume everybody else on Twitter wants to know. Everyone on Twitter should know if they were shadow banned. But it sounds like it was mostly for famous accounts, that they had a special counsel and stuff that monitored famous accounts. And that's where they took action mostly. But I'm still curious about accounts that aren't as famous, like my account. My account has 8,500, 8,300 some followers, so not that many. But the weird thing about my account was that I was getting, I'll show you, is the followers gained weekly. I'll show you this statistic and you guys can see. And I don't know what I did different. That's all. Except that a video of mine on YouTube was doing well for once. And so people might have be following my Twitter account because they were watching a YouTube video that did well. And it was the first time I've had a YouTube video do well in forever. So I think I have a video that got like 50,000 views, which used to be not weird. Now is like super weird. So it could be I got followers from that. But you see this followers gained weekly over here, how it's like 11, 10, 11, 4, -8, -30. And then all of a sudden it's like 210. It's kind of weird for weekly followers. So like 210 and then 171, when normally I would get like 9 a week or -30 or -8 a week. And that's like all the way back in history. So then all of a sudden things change like that. I don't know why. So they'd have to explain it. If I was on a ban of some sort, if I said something interesting, I want to know what it was. What did I say? What did I do? Yeah, they play mind games on you with the shadow bans. All right, guys. So there you go. That's about an hour. You got the news, everything in a digestible format. We do the show live at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific, mostly weekdays, sometimes early on Fridays. And then I'm also trying to make extra videos too. So make sure to like the video on your way out, subscribe to the channel, and follow me for all the updates. Okay. And then also, I ask you humbly to pray for the well-being of this channel, because it's good that even though they took down my video, they didn't give me a strike. That's good, because if they give me another strike, then I'm kind of like off YouTube because I can't get 3 strikes. So pray for me if you'd like the channel. And if you hate the channel, then you can pray against me too. I mean, you can see if that works. You know, see whose prayers win, or like who God prefers. That's always a good test. See if God prefers you if you say you want the channel to do well, or if God likes you better if you hate the channel. And you can donate anytime to support the show by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, or you can pick up shirts at truthclothing.io. And you can be on the mailing list and go where the podcast is. Like if you want to see the show that got banned, sorry, I didn't even say. If you want to see the show that got banned, which was just a couple of days ago, you can go to rockfin.com/lifttheveil, or you can go to lifttheveil.substack.com. And you can listen to the podcast version, and you'll get an email then with every show if you join the mailing list there. So, all right, guys. Cool. Well, we got some people tuned in. Good talking to you guys. And we shall see you at the next one. For now, that's what it is.